I'm Sean. I'm an event organizer, and yeah, I was injured in a taxi accident about 22 years ago outside the main post office in Govan and Becky. At that time I had my own business as well. I was actually working for a whole group of attorneys, which entailed me going to the post office and collecting their mail and, you know, delivering their mail. And on this specific morning, I was travelling down Govan and Becky towards Central, and there's a pedestrian crossing outside the post office, and I actually stopped because there was somebody crossing. And a taxi, he was coming down, hurtling down that Govan and Becky at one heck of a speed, and he hit me with such force, I must have travelled about 100 metres down the road. Naturally, I had my seatbelt on. Being as it may, I never felt anything or suffered anything, but I got out the car. At that stage, cell phones were very kind of out of the scene, so it was sticky boxes. Got hold of my mom. My mom phoned the ambulance and the traffic department. Long story short, they never arrived. Eventually the tow truck people arrived. They came to tow the vehicle away. Went to the police, made the report. At that stage I didn't know if I was injured, but I was checked out, and my doctor at that stage was Dr. Scholz. He referred me to Eugene Tate, the chiropractor in Newton Park, and I went to him, and he looked at me. He said, "You're going to have treatment for the rest of your life." A few people said I must have an operation, but I'm against it because, you know, your chances of walking again out of a back operation. To this day, I'm still suffering. I still get muscle spasms. I'm not a kind of guy who likes taking medication at all. But unfortunately, I've got to take it. I've got to see the chiropractor every 6 months, and their treatment alone is 300 Rand plus now for, 5 minutes? So, you know, it's an ongoing thing. I did get paid out by the Road Accident Fund. Normal story, it's never enough money, you know, the costs always go up with the doctors. So, besides the taxi, I lay a lot of the blame on the medics as well, because had they responded quick enough, I mean, I didn't have the neck brace. You know, I wasn't treated properly at the scene of the accident. And I also feel that more action could have been taken against the taxi driver. I mean, that was totally reckless driving. My car was in a roadworthy condition, tyres were good, brake lights were working. I was on a stop at a pedestrian crossing for somebody to cross, and I mean, it's literally, thank God that person wasn't crossing when he actually hit me, because if they had and they were in front of my vehicle, I would have hit them, and then I would have probably been had for culpable homicide.
And did you were you off work for a long time? Because you said you had your own business.
Yes, well, I mean, that was my transport. I mean, you know, and what do? I mean, people aren't interested in your problems. You're running a business. You phone them up, hello, my only vehicle's been damaged in a road accident. You know, a vehicle that you take pride in. And, you know, well, I lost the business because of that. And I mean, how do you compensate a taxi driver that's driving for somebody else? I mean, where are you going to get, even today, you know, where are you going to get your money?
Yeah.
You know, and I just feel that is so wrong. Taxi bosses they instruct their drivers to make a certain amount of money for them per day. It's not like me telling you, you know, you're going to see so many people and I'll pay you at the end of the month. These guys live on their wages, kind of thing. So if they are not bringing in, let's say, 10,000 Rand a day, they've always got that fear of not working again. And I don't think the blame must be solely laid on the driver itself. They don't get rest. Fatigue plays a big role. I mean, surely the blame must be laid at the foot of the owner of the vehicle.